All jokes aside, there were some problems in that video. We tried to explain about how fishermen, while we can't really know exactly what the conversations were like, a lot of actions we've seen through our research is that the turtles are not really intentionally protected and often cast aside. And fishing and money and profit is prioritized over the conservation of the sea turtles.
Yeah, and bycatch is a really big problem with sea turtles, and they can get caught in the nets, and as we saw, they're often caught like with plastic, and then they die on the ship, and it's just a bad part about the fishing industry. And we are looking, or not we, but people are like looking into ways that the fishing industry can be like better. So maybe like nets that are like turtle proof, or hooks that are turtle proof. And so those are like some ways in which the fishing industry could like better themselves and maybe not catch as many turtles or even other like sea creatures.
And we've recognized that most of the time a lot of these fishermen probably aren't going to want to change or alter their ways. And so that's why for our conservation plan, we'd want to start a lot of education programs, hopefully interacting directly with fishermen even. And so having this dual-sided approach to education where we talk to the public, start early going to elementary schools, talking about this species, but then also hopefully directly, not in a confrontational way, but just an informational way of saying, this is what's happening, this is the effect you're having on this species, and if we don't do something to save it, and then hopefully we can go into talking about their ecosystem effects. And so, as we know, these green sea turtles, they are mainly herbivores, they eat a lot of seagrass, and Vivian, you know a lot about their effect on the ecosystem, right?
Yes, they have a major role in the ecosystem. They help like keep seagrass intact and like keep their density kind of low so that they don't overgrow and like affect sea currents, or even like if they grow a lot, they can all die like at the same time, especially from disease, which can lead to like eutrophication. And so that's obviously not a good thing. That kills other species. And they also have a large effect on like the dune ecosystem. They help vegetation grow on the dunes. And yeah, so they're kind of keystone species in their specific ecosystems.
And what's fascinating is that they don't actually just have one little habitat, because they're so migratory and because they nest in one place, but then they breed in another place and they migrate to another place. They affect all of these different places, oceanic, pelagic, and coastal zones. And so taking out the green sea turtle would not just be, it would probably be a trophic cascade in multiple ecosystems.
And we kind of highlighted just bycatch and a little bit of like plastic pollution, but that's not like all of what's killing these species. A lot of it is in like the illegal trade of their body parts or like their shells,
Their eggs.
And I know their fat is like seen as medicinal and stuff for some cultures, which you want to respect the cultures, but also educate them into like why that's not.
It's going to harm these cultures in the end, because they're not going to have these sea turtles one day if they keep harvesting them at this rate. So we're hoping to find a solution that is culturally appropriate, but also sustainable.
Yes, exactly.
And so hopefully this video has convinced you why sea turtles are important, why you should care about them, and just touched on a couple of steps that we can do to protect these sea turtles.
Yeah, go green sea turtles.